Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man. You just got your head in, I ain't tryna take the piss, but you gon' need some shtick. Goddess like Alexa Bliss, baby, I'ma need that kiss. And she gon' take this, and she gon' take this pic, baby, I'm all on your hips. Like Bennett.
Where is it? So there's that up there. So basically, this is the comment that I seen that I was like, okay, interesting, because I hadn't seen anyone talk about this in a while. So it says Lancey Foux. I haven't seen the interview or what this is, so I can't take this for absolute verbatim, so on and so forth. Yeah. And also, I just find it hilarious how fucking henchy Lancey got out of nowhere from that.
Isn't it? That's that. What's that thing people be taking? Oh, I forgot the name of it.
What, the creatine and that?
Yeah, creatine. Oh god, creatine is killing our streets.
That's protein. He ain't just guy a gym fan. That's protein shakes and like he changed his whole shit up.
Yeah, that's not gym. That's not just gym, bro. There's no way. There's no way.
So Starstruck is a big tune from one of my favorites of his, or probably my favorite of his. I don't listen to a lot of Lancey Foux. See him in that video. That nigga's skinny as shit, boy. Like young thug looking, skinny as hell. I can't believe I'm looking at this thing. Man's got the white thing on bolo.
Yeah,
it's like, I shout out to him for that, because that shit ain't easy either, bro. Like changing up.
Nah, it's true. We're gonna eat like 5 meals a day. I know you.
Yeah, that's straight gym. Like I've been on my jogging recently, and I've been getting active, but like I'm still reaching that level of whatever. So it is. What it is.
I've been trying to do the same. I ain't on that level yet. Maybe I do need the creatine.
That's what I'm saying, man. I might have to get I might have to buy a little protein shake after this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a deal. So it says Lancey Foux speaks on UK underground rap in air quotes, whatever, and why he thinks the term is lazy. I think the word is lazy. I would call it overground. I liken it to the London transport system. Some of these kids are now big. The likes of SD Kid are on the road at festivals, so it's not underground. Lancey reflects on his role in shaping the scene. In terms of my inclusion, I'm a massive part of it. It's partly created by me, and I'm super proud of it. I think sometimes it takes a group, and I'm proud of all the guys that are making their name and doing big things. I'm in support of them. I keep my eyes on everyone. I thought it was interesting. Do you have any initial thoughts on that, or your take on that?
Initial thoughts, not much. I just want to say that I do agree that he did help mold it, because at a time where people, like you said, that like we both said, they like to forget where they came from. Lancey always shouted out new artists, and I feel like that came from him being accepted by his OGs type shit.
Yeah.
Like when he was on the come up, like, I can only speak for what I know. I know that Foux was big on supporting Lancey, and that's not even this generation.
Yeah.
But because, and I think Foux got that Chief Keef tune. Obviously, that started the whole thing, the Young Fume thing. And I feel like Lancey, seeing that, he was like, I'm trying to do the same shit for the people after me.
Yeah. It's funny, like when I read this, I'm not gonna lie, I had a slightly more negative take than I do, because I read it once, put it away, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna chat about this. So I've got it here. Obviously, I've read it again. I have a lot more of a negative take in a certain
I just
want
to say also the overground term. I don't agree with that. I mean, not that I don't agree. It just sounds dumb to me. Overground. I'm not calling music overground. But if it picks up, it picks up, innit? But shit.
That was one of the things I was negative about. That it's funny because on the reread, I don't feel as badly. I feel like I kind of get, because at first when I read it, I was just a bit like, what? Like two things. Like when I read the bottom bit about his shaping of it, and then I read that, and I was a bit like, let's talk about the shaping thing real quick. He 100% like is one of those people, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether I like it or not. And I think I kind of like, in my brief second of like clicking on it, I kind of doubted it at first. Like, what do you mean shaped it? Like, you didn't shape it. Like, what were you talking? But it's like, nah, like even just rereading it and just thinking about, because it's funny because obviously we just talked about Foux and these people. Like, he was around at the same time. Or maybe just afterwards, if I'm correct. He was around at exactly the same time. And obviously, you know, they said he sounded like Thug. Do you know what I'm saying? At a certain stage,
they said he sounded like Carti.
Yeah, and I have a thing about that, which I don't totally disagree with, but he's learned to he shaped his own thing. Do you know what I'm saying? In the end, which I feel like is what's the most important thing. But I feel like you can almost see the stages of where man just get heavily influenced by certain artists. Do you know?
Yeah, definitely. I take it as part of the process still.
Yeah, for me, some more than others. And as somebody who just kind of raps in the way that they do, and as somebody who's like as in tune with hip hop as I can be, when I can see, especially that whole SoundCloud era stuff, like I know too much about that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's just like I feel like a lot of like, especially the UK artists do this thing where it's like there's the difference between getting inspiration and copying. Do you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say that these are copying, but I think they're very, very close when they first start, man. Like extremely close. And then it evolves as they become.
It's like they copied the homework, but they wrote in their own words, and then it's like, it does sound like you, low-key.
Yeah, I just think more.
I know you took that for somewhere, but I'll give you a pass.
Right, but when you say somewhere, when I'm the person who can see exactly who that is, it always influences me a little bit. So it's like when I studied film studies. Like I watch films and I enjoy them, but I think it did change the way I watch films, because you start noticing things that characters do for the sake of films and how they're supposed to come across to people. So you ever notice the scene in films where the good guy has the bad guy on the ground? It's like an action film, and he's got the gun to the guy, and you know he stops. He could kill him. Do you know what I'm saying? But then he stops, and then he turns around. And then as he turns around, the other guy draws the gun and he turns back and shoots him. Do you know what I'm saying? All of that is a massive like film studies thing, in the sense of like a statement on the main character and them being the hero. The minute that you have to make everything like kind of unequivocal for the viewer. So if you want them to be the good guy, you can't have the good guy necessarily murdering somebody in potential cold blood, even if it seems entirely justified. So that man might have took the other guy's daughter hostage, shot his wife. Do you know what I'm saying? And beat up his brother on a dark night, and then he's finally caught him. Even though, as viewers, we all feel like, yeah, he's justified in killing him, maybe, or shooting him, or whatever. Like, he killed 4 people before that. The film studies thing is he does it in self-defense. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why they always have that scene where it's like, just as he's about to walk away, because he decides that's what the hero does. If he's an anti-villain, he's going to shoot him. If he's destined to die, he's going to shoot him. Like, there's things you start noticing about things. So I say all that to say, like, with him, it's like I've always seen, like, I find it interesting that he had a beef with a guy called Chapo, who was part of that whole kind of thing to a point, because Chapo called CHXPO. He's like an American guy who did a lot of underground. He's on one of my favorite songs from a certain artist, actually. But he called him out about it, essentially, and I think that's kind of why they ended up beefing. And Lancey's whole thing was like, you know, punk has always been a part of the underground. I mean, part of the UK, excuse me, like UK music, punk, rock and roll. That's always been a part of the UK, so that's why he felt like he wasn't copying, which is true and a great excuse. But I feel like you still, I guess
both things can be true, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But that doesn't negate the element of where you've still kind of taken from me, if that makes sense. Because when you look at Carti and Uno, you can't tell me it's just an extreme coincidence that all these men started dressing the same at a certain period of time, bro.
Of course not.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's where the two things can be true.
I feel like a lot of when the person being accused is being accused, I feel like they're having a issue with the term stealing. Because if I think of it on like on a genuine life example, I might be part of a group of people, and then we make music, so naturally we're gonna have same lingo. Not all the time, but we might like the same brands and be like, oh, where did you get that? And then let's say we don't chat no more. If I'm still doing certain things, it don't mean I stole it from you.
Nah, you know you're right. No, 100%. But he didn't. He wasn't.
It could also be stealing. So that example is not every example, because there's people that move genuinely. They're like, oh, I didn't take nothing from my man. So if you say that, they're therefore gonna deny it. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, nah, he's bugging.
Right. But so I feel like that's like,
did do it. There's some people they can't admit it, because then it kind of breaks the image that they built for themselves.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? If you're big artist that's so different for the UK, you're punk, you're bringing something different. You can't admit you took it from someone else.
It's to a point, yeah. It's because it's how it's done, and that's why I feel like that's why. But I feel like that's why. I mean, to a point, I guess, because it becomes the thing of like influence versus stealing, and I feel like once you like when you stole that £2, fam, when somebody accuses you of stealing that £2, there's no way you even did that. Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you know, you might have taken £1, but you didn't take the full £2. You might still look at someone and go, "Well, I took £1. I did take £1.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I didn't take two. I didn't take £2 though. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
So, you know, I feel like his reaction kind of gives me vibes of like he took the £2 a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as you said, like, no, but two things could be right, and that's what you're 100%, because the punk thing is 100% true, and that's why I said it's a great reasoning, because you can't argue with that. Like, you can't.
The fact that we don't know what he's thinking, that's the perfect excuse if he's lying.
I feel like a great example is like
way for him to hide that. If it's like
it's like New York drill and UK drill. I feel like that's a perfect example of what you said on the other end of it, where it's like people took it and there's certain things that are very similar, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they've copied. And seeing how UK drill, New York drill has spawned off of UK drill. I feel like that's the perfect example, because outside of the beats, they didn't take very much. People might look at both of us wearing Nike Tech, do you know what I'm saying? And think, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
we have that in our drill, but it's not as big as in New York, because obviously it's New York.
But they cross over. So even when you look at the whole diaspora thing of Caribbeans, do you know what I'm saying? That's why half of my family's in New York
Jamaica,
and Florida as well.
And
a lot of them came over, Windrush to England. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a massive like kind of similarity to a point with like New York and London, where there's a lot of like wherever generation, third, fourth, whatever the hell you want to call it, generation of like African migrants and Caribbean migrants, and how they've all mixed. So it's the same way you got Brixton and Peckham. It's the same way that, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't give you specific, super specifics, but you got Bronx, Brooklyn, do you know what I'm saying? Spanish, like obviously you get the Spanish side of it. You got Elephant and Castle, you can kind of get that a little bit as well. So when man are wearing Nike Techs, that's not because the US guys have seen UK do that and do that. That's because they wear Nike Techs as well, because half of them are carry like on this Caribbean. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's very similar influences in the sense of Caribbeans that have come over to a massive culture. So I feel like that's what that is. And I feel like with Lancey, I'm not saying it is 100% that he copied, because I can't say that, and he's been very influential in his own way 100%. I just do feel like there's a level of me as somebody who, like, when I see Uno the Activist and I see Playboy Carti and I see that whole wave coming up, I know exactly where that's coming. Not where that's coming from, but I know exactly what is very similar and who I see is popular at the time doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So with him, it's like I wouldn't say he copied, but he definitely heavily borrowed from man. And when you get called out, I guess it's kind of hard to, because it's a pride thing, isn't it? Where it's like,
definitely,
because I guess he still didn't steal, so it's like you can't call me out and tell me that. But at the same time, it's like he feels justified in calling him out, because it's like, well, I know I know what's popping right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And
I guess one thing as well, that helps with the stealing versus what's the other thing? Taking inspiration is credit. I think that's the main thing that changes the argument. Like, because even if people do steal sometimes as musicians, the ones that tend to credit where they get it from, they don't really get into beef with the people that they got it from.
Yeah.
Because they'll always shout it on the roof, oh, by the way, this person did that and I got inspired from it. Do you get it?
Right, but that's the point, because it's not stealing at that point.
Like
to me,
true.
and that's one thing I've always big on, because if you think I'm not, as much as I like to think I don't sound like anybody, I am still the most I sound like is traditional rappers. That's the best I can say. But other than that, I don't sound like any particular traditional rapper. And the point is, it's like I still take a lot of influence, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the differences between me is like for example, I've taken like certain words and then I'll put the artist name in the bar. Do you know what I'm saying? So I have one. I'm not gonna butcher the lyric because I can't remember exactly right about now. But there's a rapper referred to like money is chalupa in one of my songs. It's like something chalupa, like almighty money get into the bitch. Like, do you know? I think the bar is like almighty money get into the bitch. I make chalupa. The guy who said it was a guy called Almighty Suspect. So I've put his name Almighty in the bar specifically because it's like, I didn't Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got it from that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's
it's like citing your source type
right,
shit.
and I think that's important though, and that's what I referenced earlier on when we're talking about like people paying homage to people that have come before them or whatever the case might be. And I'm not saying that you got to pay homage, because I didn't actually say that, but like you ain't got to pay homage, but like you have to pay homage. I don't see why that's such a big fucking deal. Paying homage doesn't mean getting on your knees and saying, yo, you are the greatest thing ever. Paying homage is just paying homage can be simply recognizing, yo, like no one can't watch this and tell me I ain't paid Lancey his homage in regards to me sitting there being like, well, yeah, he did found
he's very
like half of this
influential.
like he's very influential. Like I pay my homage. Doesn't mean I can't also criticize. So that's where people get twisted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when people just criticize and don't pay no homage, that's where it's corny. Because if I sit here now and do the whole like, oh man, like Lancey didn't. That's corny. That's corny. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, he did. Like what are you talking about? So I think it's very.
And it goes back to what you said as well, like because it helps everyone. The fact that you can acknowledge someone's greatness without, like, even if you don't really like everything they do, it helps the whole ecosystem, literally.
And everywhere that does that has an ecosystem. Even if you want to talk about the godforsaken genre that is grime. I'm joking, the shout grime, innit? But even if you want to shout that godforsaken genre sometimes, that's the point. It's like, yo, like, everybody does it. Man can't step into grime and not pay no level of homage to Wiley, whether you like him or not. I got into an actual situation with Wiley, but that's the point. I still would never sit here and be like, I don't understand the influence of that. Even as somebody who grew up listening to grime music at a certain stage, you heard me refer to myself as a rapper, hip hop primarily. Grime has played a massive part in my hip hop. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. Like, it's all rapping to me, like, even if it is completely different in certain ways. So, like, it's just recognizing that. And I think that's important still. But a lot of men don't get that. And that's why it becomes this battle about what the genre is. Because it's like, they're not looking at it from the perspective of, like, this person's come before me. And even though he might have sang, I still saw a lot of his style, and I dress similarly to him. You don't even have to have taken his style. It could just be I dress similarly to him. We're all from the same ends. Yeah, he sings, but we're all at the same shows. We use a couple of the same producers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a movement. Like, it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think man gets so caught up and butthurt on the term underground because I think they don't like the connotations of the word underground. I think that's all it is.
I agree. Yeah, true.
Like, I really think that's why.
It sounds vague in there, but it's the term that's catching on. So
because
I tend to, when it comes to like internet stuff, I don't know if because I'm an internet kid, innit? Like I grew up on that shit. Obviously, I know a time when there wasn't internet, but I grew up on it at the same time, my early teenage years and shit. I go with the wave, bro. I don't tend to fight the wave. If most people are calling something underground, I don't want to, even if I disagree, I don't want to be the one online like, oh, yeah, no, let's change it. I got something better. Let's call it overground.
Yeah. But I think that's my point. But even that comment encapsulates the fact that I just think they don't like the connotations of the word underground, because you haven't even changed it to, let's call it overcloud. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's a completely different word. You've literally changed the word under and over. You just don't like the conversations of underground. Like, that's literally it. You'd rather call it UK overground just so that it reflects your egos of like, yeah, see, we're not underground anymore. It's like, bro, I think the term underground comes from the actual culture that a lot of like the things that people happen instead. Like, I think when that's the point, the artists can't and the artists are a big part of this.
Can I just say something quickly?
Go on.
Let's just stop and acknowledge that he said, I forgot about that part. I liken it to the London transport system. What does the underground music have to do with TFL? Honestly, I don't know if you can expand on that or explain. Because
underground trains go overground also. The fuck? Like, if I go High Barnet or whatever, I'm coming out the tunnel.
Also, undergrounds are not better than overgrounds. It's two different. Like,
this is the point. It's different, but also it's similar enough that it's like, really, like overground. So you guys all hate the term
it's
underground.
Like you're telling the man that,
but overground.
I can't catch the overground today. I gotta get on the underground. And man, them like, you're getting on the underground,
bro. Like, bro, drop the egos a little bit. Like, guys, I don't understand it because I just think it's not a big part, but it's just like it does make the difference in certain things. Like, let the culture be the culture. If that's what it's getting called, it's like it's like the superhero things, man. Like, that's why, you know, sometimes like half the superheroes didn't name themselves. Like, even if it is a plot point, I get it. But it's like, you know, the news. Well, the news named Spider-Man. He didn't just say I'm Spider-Man.
Half of
Do you know
them
what I'm
don't
saying?
like their names. They're like,
Right.
like that.
Like, you know, you go with what works. So I'm not saying anyone has to like it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we have to settle on this. But for God's sake, it's been 10 years. This is what we've been calling it for 10 years, bro. Like, yeah, either come to a consensus or just like actually support the ecosystem, bro, rather than trying to tear it down every 5 seconds of, oh yeah, like, I think UK Underground rap I don't like because that's rap specifically. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think the underground stuff extends a lot more than just rap. Like, you can't, there's a lot of singers that are doing very similar styles of music, very interesting stuff that aren't within particular independent circuits or trying to do certain things. They primarily work with a lot of these people, and you know, I'm not saying you can't have a totally different genre and separate. Because I get it. There's some artists that might work with a few producers, but don't necessarily want to be like, that's not the scene that they think. But man can't be going to all the same shows using all the same producers. Half these men are fucking the same girls, bro, and then everyone's on some completely different. Like, I'm on a completely different tangent now. Like,
Flex.
So as I said, I feel like the underground is specifically about it's when people say underground, I don't think they're thinking underground as in not known. I think they're saying underground as in when you think of underground culture. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether that's wearing the all black, whether that's, do you know what I'm saying? Like the jewelry and how they wear the jewelry and what they present. Like, that's, you know, underground culture. I'm sure punk has been referred to as underground culture in certain spaces, in certain places. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not mainstream necessarily. You get into a punk rave, that's not necessarily a mainstream rave that you're going to. It's part of the underground, might be a lazy term for it, but that's for lack of better term.
Until we have something better, that's what it is. And well, I don't know, maybe it will prove me wrong. Overground is not gonna replace it.
Nah, I do think he's being like
in 5 years to see.
Yeah, I think he's being funny, so I don't think he's totally like let's call it this.
It's not being funny, bro.
But no, but I think he's not being funny, but I don't think he's saying like, hey, we need to call it that. I think he's just kind of I think they've asked him and he's just been like, look, I'll call it this personally because
true.
You know, it feels like that's kind of the energy, but it is a bit like I get like that's what these men are so like. Yeah, man, like SD Kid is famous, so we can't call it underground no more. Like, I kind of get it, but also it's like, guys, like, Jesus, man, the culture is very underground UK fucking culture. It's alternative. It's not mainstream. You just don't like the word underground, and that's always been the gripe.
SD Kid is mainstream enough, like.
But he's still like underground mainstream.
Know him. Over
like
45-year-old know him. Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like, he's still a very much a certain demographic. Like, Pink Panthers is fucking mainstream, bro. That's mainstream, fam. Like, whether you're underground, whether you chill with fucking her specifically though, because it's like whether we go to the raves, man, them new Pink Panthers. Do you know what I'm saying? But fucking, you know what I'm saying? Bro, come on, man. You must white like, bro. You know how much people I've worked with that just talk about Pink Panthers on a regular. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's that mainstream tick. SD Kid, yes, he getting a shit ton of views, bro. I'm not saying that he's not, but I still think there's levels to this thing, fam. And yeah, he's covering his face or whatever, but and even that is a big part of it as well. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, I'm sure, like, man still cover their face. You don't even know what he looks like. Yeah, he's some random. He's just some private school, right? Like, he's just one of them.
But what's the difference from him and Hancho? Like, I mean, not on a individual basis, but like in terms of like the hype of like the mask or like he's mainstream. But like, bro, it's just to be honest, Hancho is better for me. I'd rather listen to Hancho.
Hancho is funny because like Hancho, he's obviously more like street orientated in his lyrics and stuff like that. So I think that's whatever. But his mask is
that's why I said like more on an individual base, more on like the image, like the mask.
Yeah, his mask is like more artistic than a lot of like. Did you ever see that Kilo Jokes mask?
Though, innit? I saw it started with Bally.
Of course he did. Yeah.
Then he had the first mask and then the second one.
I don't think he's ever taken that off as well, funny enough. Like ever. He really committed to that type of thing. But
true.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, it's just like obviously I get it. Man are doing festivals, man are doing big things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if anybody's stepping out of that, I feel like it's quite interesting because if you're talking about SD Killer, let's say like a Jim Legacy is well on his way to not being within this category a lot more than an SD Kid. And I think that's how you present yourself and what you do. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If you're part of this culture where you want to wear fucking skulls and black this and black that, and I'm sorry, that's underground culture, fam. Like, it is on whatever fucking level. There's a reason why it was called underground, and that's not necessarily due to something just not being known. People didn't call underground music it's just underground because it's not known. No, it's underground because of the connotations and the culture, the vibe that's associated with that. Do you know what I'm saying? The fucking... Bro, I feel like something's on my nose and it's pissing me off because there's nothing on my nose. But yeah, I feel like it's the vibes, the connotation, and what's associated with that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just found it to be a super interesting take on that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Obviously, he's more licensed to talk about it than a lot of other people. But
definitely,
yeah, I just think man are so hung up on this underground thing that it's just like, bro, like get over it, man. Like, you man all have the same style, do the same shit, and it's nothing that's massively exclusive. Do you know how much you're using the N wear black and wear the baggy trousers and wear the same sort of chains and the gloves, and do you know what I'm saying? Like, is he even dressed here like that much different? Let's say him on the right. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man. You just got your head in, I ain't tryna take the piss, but you gon' need some stick. Goddess like Alexa Bliss, baby, I'ma need that kiss. And she gon' take this, and she gon' take this pic, baby, I'm all on your hips. Like Bennett.